Howdy, howdy, howdy. Grand rising to everyone that's, I guess here in the States, it's still morning for most of us. So, Deborah Rose, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. Grand rising. Ari Ma, Julie, my moderator extraordinaire is here. Joshua, what's going on, family? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. So glad to have you here. So we'll be getting going here in just a bit. Sundown Town Sound, how's it going? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Been seeing you busy in the comments, brother. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Tent Braille, how's it going? Grand Rising. Jacob Brissett, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. Benny Freeman, what's going on, brother? How are you doing? Good to see you, man. I said Michael Witt, how are you? How are you? Good to see you. So glad everybody's here. And let's see, that's Jimalu Salihu Mahuta. All right, hello, hello. Good to have you. So, yeah. And David McClurkin, what's going on, David? What's going on? Family's in the house. Good to see you, David. Love JJ, how's it going? How's it going? All right, let's see, I just said Sinkala. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bree C, how are you? Good to see you. Robert Johnson, how's it going? Rhonda Gregory, Yash Ali, good morning. Good morning. Michael Perks, what's going on, family? Good to see you. Or Michael Peaks, I'm sorry. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Black Butterfly, how's it going? Marilyn Wynn. Oh, Marilyn's in the house. Marilyn. Family's in the house. Good to see you, Marilyn. David Rich, Chris Smith, Mickey Thompson, how are you? How are you? Insight to Insight. Good to have you here. All right, Linda. Okay, Linda, got you. Okay, Linda from class. See, I don't always know those names. I've seen you on the chat a couple other times before, so good to have you here, Linda. And now I got a couple of Lindas in the class. Let's see. And Boma, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? All right. And there's my daughter, Voche. She's here. She's in the house. Party's on now. Let's see. And JDF 815. Good afternoon. How's it going? Good afternoon. Let's see. Yeah. See. Yeah, Bree. I hear you. I hear you. I appreciate that. You guys be asking some questions, man. Bree. Y'all be asking some good questions. So yeah, I know it'll be blowing some minds. But that's a good thing because we all need to expand. And Surreal Holly, how are you, sister? How are you? Otis Johnson, hello, hello. And Miss KRSNT1, hello. Miss Kristen, how are you? And Shantae Little, hello, hello. And Ann Monecki, hello, my sister. How you doing? Family's in the house. All right, Michael Burke, hello. Let's see. What about the zodiac sign? That's going to be Voche's avenues there. So, but zodiac signs are definitely part of the comedic realm. So, all of it fits together just like a puzzle. Queen Serenity, hello, hello. Good morning. Grand Rising Rhonda Gregory. Doll 43, hello. All right. We got it going in. KC Sunshine, Grand Rising. Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. Tristan Ferguson. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna flow today. So y'all gonna be the show. Y'all just ask the questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. So again, we'll get going here. So I'm Reginald Kuakaru. For anybody that's new here, I'm the founder of Comedic Centered Living. And my sidekick in the chat is my daughter, Vo Vibes, and Voche. And I also have another new sidekick, Adi Maat, who's Julie. So both of them are new in the chat. So definitely be kind to both and all of us. So this will be a positive experience. I don't know how many of you guys were here at the last chat, but man, I mean, I was like buzzing for the next hour, just like on a positive high, man. It was like awesome. I mean, it was crazy. So I loved it. And I know I talked with Julie and Voche afterwards, and they were saying the same thing, man. They were just like, just, I mean, I don't know what, getting high on drugs is like, but man, that it can't be better than that. Nothing be better than that. So the chat can get to moving pretty fast, guys. And I know a lot of times, man, you guys, y'all want to type like books in the chat. I can't read all of that. Y'all got to keep those lines short, 1 or 2 lines, guys. Help a brother out. Okay, but chats can get moving pretty fast. So if you got questions, then basically ask those bottom of the chat window, and you can give, and it'll paste your question up to the top of the box, and I can definitely click on it and see your question. So that's one way you can do that, and make sure your question is seen. So if I give value and enlightenment today, please prime the pump and give back. So you can give through the super chat, and it will be greatly appreciated. You can also go to my Cash App or PayPal and give there. And also, I have a class, African Mind Rewire, that will teach you how to apply African spiritual science in your life. It's not just acquiring information. How do you use this stuff to make your life better? That's what it's about for me. That's what my channel is about. So especially people that are transitioning from Christianity into spirituality, it's about giving you a soft landing. Because I know a lot of times you can have like your whole belief system just blown. And you're like, what the heck do I do now? I can't pray to Jesus anymore, or what do I do? Well, that's what I help you with to transition with that. So I do that in the class as well. There are links in the video details. So links to that class, you can get information about it. And I also have a course, African Spirituality Before Christianity, if a class is not something that you want. And it'll break down any of the misconceptions you might have had about Christianity. Okay, so I take ideas like the Trinity, sin, prayer, Jesus, all these ideas that were given to basically as African spirituality repackaged and handed back to us. Well, I bring it back. So I bring it back to the truth and to what the original teachings were. So you'll notice in a lot of my videos, and that's what I'm doing is I'm reacclimating you to the ancient African system and what the original teachings were about. Okay. So again, there's a link that is going to be in the details section of the video. So any of the videos, I'm going to have a link in the details section. So definitely just check that out, and then you can check and get information on it. So again, thank you all for being here. I definitely appreciate it. I'm excited always. So I'll answer the questions to the best of my knowledge. If I don't know something, I am going to say I do not know. So I don't know it all. I don't try to even act like I know it all. So I'm still learning. So the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know nothing. Okay, or I don't know anything. Let me say that with the proper English, I guess. But anyway, so your questions about anything comedic and metaphysical, like I said, I can do my best to answer them and help you through it and help you through your transition so we can get going here. So Marilyn Wynn already gave $20. Thank you. And Black Butterfly gave 5. I definitely appreciate it. And she's got a question. So she says, how do you cultivate and maintain faith in your visions and path? How do you stay the course when you can't see your whole path, and what signs? Okay, Black Butterfly, those are excellent questions. And that's really part of the journey of being on a spiritual journey. A lot of times you don't know what the path is. I mean, you can look out ahead and it's just darkness. But that's really where your faith comes in. And faith is not, the Christian faith had us to say, well, you're just supposed to believe this and you're not supposed to ask any questions about it. We've given you this information, just believe it on faith. That's not faith. That's mind control. True faith is when you are on that journey, you're in the dark night of the soul, or you might be dealing with some stuff and you're just not sure what to do or where to go. But what you do is you trust your inner self. And that's part of part of the spiritual journey is you connecting with that inner self and trusting the guidance that it gives you. Okay, trusting trusting it to the point to where you can step into the dark and you can know that everything is going to be okay. That's still, even in itself, coming from Christianity, that's a total mind shift. You literally have to rewire your mind to be able to do that. But to stay on your path is really trusting your inner guidance. And if you're not sure about that yet, then that's something that you have to really work at. And again, that's something that I give you to in my class. So I teach a lot of those ideas that help you to walk that path. But a lot of it is just faith and having the courage to really trust that inner guidance, because it's not always easy, and sometimes life is ready to kick you in the behind. I can say for sure. I mean, life has kicked me in the behind plenty of times. But once I learned that lesson, I learned it. And these lessons are not something that somebody can tell you. You know, your wisdom is going to come from your experience every time. And that's how the ancient Africans looked at it, man. Hey, it's 11:11 here. Cool. But that's how the ancient Africans looked at it is wisdom was about revelation from within you, not something that somebody could tell you. So that spiritual walk is going to be your experience for sure. Okay. So yeah, so I know I saw some questions pass by here earlier. Let me see. Let me go back up, guys. I'm trying to go back way back. Let's see. Yeah, okay. And Sister Bridget McCullough Alexander says, I've learned that I vibrate all the time. Yes, you do. We cannot not vibrate. And that double negative is on purpose, because two negatives make a positive, right? So we cannot not vibrate. We cannot not pray. Okay. So these people that want to tell you prayer is this and what you say has nothing to do with it. The ritual, the words have very little to do. It's your intent, and your intent is like your remote control for your consciousness. Your intent sets your vibration. Okay. So all the words that you say, you can say all the words in the world, but if your vibration is not a match to what you desire, forget it. Okay, you're gonna be forever trying to figure it out. All right. Let's see. Sorrel Holly, I'm heading back into the classroom next week. What essential oils can I use to clean the space negative energy? Now, see, I'm not a person that does essential oil. I know that there's in my class there's Zuri. That's a sister that does. I think she does essential oil. So if you are in the class, then you can probably ask something like that to Zuri, and she can help you. So definitely. I know we got some of those in the people in the class that kind of do their thing. So let's see here. Hello. Okay, Sherry Nefret. Hello, sisters, and you. That's Sherry from the class, right? What's going on, sister? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Let's see. Marilyn says, because I missed last week and missed y'all. Thank you for taking for all you do, all the queens do. Okay, definitely, Marilyn. Definitely glad to have you here. Let's see. And Bridget McCullough says, how do I connect while I'm dreaming? That's something that's automatic, Bridget. So when you're dreaming, you're actually more conscious than when you're awake. So that's something that's definitely it's just a natural process. You don't even have to think about it, because your physical mind actually goes to sleep, but your subconscious mind and your inner being is awake. Let's see. Dwayne G says, connection between Isis, other deities, angels, archangels. Is that a question, brother, or was that a statement? So you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific on me. I'll look for you here in the chat. Okay. Let's see, because of this. Okay. Let's see. Then I asked if you could send me your contacts. I want to contribute or how I find Charles Anderson. I appreciate that. I'll put that. Charles says I want to contribute, and I'll see if I can put those into the comments. Voche or Julie, can y'all find that? Can y'all go to like my channel and then find those links to like my Cash App and the what is that, the PayPal, so where people can just post those up. I would definitely appreciate it. Let's see. And Jason Holmes says, take the class, people. It will change your life. I promise. 100. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. That's true. This stuff is life-changing information. It is absolutely life-changing information. And if you have left Christianity and life is no different than when you left, what's the point? Really and truly, if you left Christianity and your life is no different than when you left, you think no differently, you do the same things you did yesterday, last week, and last year. If you're doing that, why did you leave? What was the point? And I understand that there is some level of freedom when you leave, so I get that point. But the next level is what do you do? What do you do with the knowledge that you were supposed to get in church? The metaphysical knowledge that helps you to rise and helps you to elevate. Okay, that's usually what's missing. Okay. Let's see. Robert Johnson says, I'm new to the info. I see Shu with arms raised, similar to Ka symbol with separating Geb and Nut. Does Shu have multiple functions? Absolutely, positively, Robert Johnson. Shu does have Shu and Tefnu are twins, and this goes to numerology in order to understand the twins, because when oneness first split, okay, that's what that's representing, the twins. But Shu, there's a little known aspect of Shu that's called the void. You'll see it sometime. They say Shu is air and Shu is the void. Okay. And what that void is actually the secret name of God. Okay. And it's a lot of the symbolic language. If you're reading it, you'll never get it. But you have to understand it from a numerological aspect in order to understand it a little bit deeper. But all those symbols have multiple levels, Robert. All of them. And you can't just read one interpretation and then think that that's it. So all of them have multiple levels. Let's see. Jody Walk says, I now know Jesus was a fictional character. In Christianity, we call Almighty Jehovah. Is there a one God who is the supreme God of all gods? So, Jody, from the African perspective, absolutely. But it was not a human-like individual. So that's where you have to expand beyond the idea that God is like a human being and really a big white dude in the sky looking on you and watching you masturbate and then send you to hell once you finish because you enjoyed it so much. The Africans didn't have that kind of God. So, but there is a presence and intelligence that permeates all the universe. Okay. And it cannot be defined by our human mind. The ancient Africans would say we cannot know what it is. So I know you've probably heard the idea that we cannot. Let's see, that I know in Hebrew terms they said that you cannot know the name of God, or you cannot say the name of God. That comes from names having a sound value, and that from the ancient Africans, anything that all the things that we know as letters, the names that we know is actually like recipes, and they're vibrational recipes. So when you say them like Amen, you can actually use that as a chant, but they have a vibrational component. Well, when you know that vibrational component, you also can possess that power. So the ancient Africans would say you cannot say the true name of God because no human being can possess that power. That's where the idea comes from in Hebrew, that you cannot say the true name of God. and it's based on the ancient African idea that when you can vibrate it, you can possess that power within you. Okay, so yes, one true God, one creator. Everything comes from the same source. Okay, so good question. Good question. Nichols, cool kid, where you been? How's it going? Good to see you. All right, let's see. I chose many moons ago was accurate. Okay, Legends Before Now says this channel lets me know that the path I chose many moons ago was accurate. Let's see, my higher self is going with my ancestors plus. Dang, I hate it when Google does that. Google starts talking when I'm talking. Okay, but yeah. But thank you for that. Thank you for that, brother. Let's see. Got it, man. Journey, okay. And let's see. That's this. You said something. Alien is coming. Is it the Anunnaki? Nikki Thompson. I don't know. So I can't say. I just feel it. I can't say specific because I just don't know. But But I'm hearing from other people and stuff too that there's something coming that's going to make big changes in our world, and do not filter that through fear. Okay, so I don't want people to be like, oh, something's coming. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It can invariably be something very good and very positive. It's just going to shift us from where we are now. Okay, so do not filter that idea through fear. Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let's see. Mike Burr said, Ben Yakinen said astrology had nothing to do with when you were born. What do you think? Yeah, I don't know that he said that, but if he did, I disagree with that. So astrology is about really a vibrational portal that we come through when we're born, and you're imprinted with a vibrational signature. So all of your information that you need for this life, you're born with it. All your past information that you had from a past life, you're born with it. And Voche can talk a little bit more about that. But the North Node, the South Node, and stuff like that. So all the knowledge and wisdom that you need on your journey, you're born with it. And you just have to access it. The idea of Jesus and the disciples is actually, in reality, the idea of you as a personality having 12 personality aspects of yourself that you have to travel through as you grow and journey in your life journey. Okay, so all of that there is connected to astrology. Okay. Let's see, Bentley James, what's going on, brother? Bentley just came into the class. You said the universe is a safe place. I will never forget that. It absolutely is. And just like the last live I talked about, we have a duality, we have a dual experience. So we can have positive on one side, negative on the other side, but they're the same thing, just the opposite. Or we can call it light and dark, light and shadow. Which side do you want to choose to acknowledge in your life and in your experience? If you're always afraid, and that's one of the things that I saw that Christianity did, it makes us afraid because we separate everything into good and evil. If you're ignorant of this side, then it's evil. Okay, then they don't even want you to go and find out about anything about the other side. Okay, so you're in a constant state of ignorance. Then you're constantly afraid because you don't know, and then you're living in a state of anxiety and fear because even if you do find out something, that might be the thing to send you to hell. So all of puts you in a low vibrational state. But you got to understand, the universe is a friendly place. The universe is geared towards you getting and achieving whatever your heart desires. The problem with that is if your heart is set on fear, guess what? That's the signals that you're sending to the universe, and it's going to send back everything it can to confirm that for you. So I'd rather stay on the positive side. The universe is a friendly place. Whatever happens, even if in the moment it might seem like it's something negative, I know that eventually it's going to be something that's going to turn out to be good for me, work out in my favor. And that's how I look at that. So the universe is a friendly place, absolutely. And you, if you look back on your life, you'll see plenty of things that will confirm that. And how many times have we looked back on events in our life that were supposedly bad when they happened, but turned out to be some of the best decisions that are best things that could have happened, that either made us make a decision to go a different direction, or we had to make a conscious decision to go a different direction. And it turned out to be something fantastic and great for us. So that's all the time. It happens all the time. So let's see. Okay, keep going. Let's see. Maya says positive energy is infectious. Absolutely, positively. What's up, MF Dredson? So it is infectious. See, the universe favors harmony and balance. Absolutely, and love. It sure does. So KC Sunshine says that. So it favors balance and love. Absolutely. Let's see. Yep. See, makes more sense because some people are completely cheated out of a good life from the birth. For example, being born into drug addicted family. Okay, and I'm the let's see, the goat buddy, and I am the goat buddy. Says reincarnation makes more sense because some people are completely cheated out of good life from birth. For example, being born in a drug addicted family. And I hear what you're saying. But a lot of times you incarnated into that family because of that major environment, because it was to make you learn something. It was to make you gain wisdom about something. It was to teach you something. So it's not that you're never a victim. Okay. Whatever your situation is, you're never a victim. You are to find the wisdom in whatever it is that you're going through. That's what's going to empower you. So if you think you're the victim, you'll never ever look to see what the other opportunity is. The victim is on this side, the opportunity to gain something is on the other side. If you're the victim, you always stay over here. You never can look into the light because you're so focused on the dark. And that's where you have to learn that the negative situations are something that you have to overcome. It's negative, but there's a positive to it all the time, every single time. We live in a dual universe. So if a parent is on drugs and you're being abused, you're this, you're that, there's something that you get that you're going to end up positive when you take it on and look at it for what it is and deal with it, and heal from it. There's something positive that's going to come out of it. Okay. Yeah, Google is listening, Shantae. I don't like that. But anyway, it is what it is, Let's see. And Dominique Stoner says, almost missed a live. Glad you didn't. Good to have you here. Peace and love. Go travelboard.com. All right. Let's see. What doesn't kill you make you stronger? PDG Trill says that. Absolutely. Let's see. Do Comedians meditate or perform some rituals to connect to the higher self? Absolutely, yes. Yeah, Venus, that's just, meditation is that's like a natural progression to when you're connecting to your inner self, and when you can quiet your mind and listen, so to speak, you can slow down that monkey mind where all the stuff is running around in your head. When you can slow that down, it's just a natural thing to connect and listen. So yes, absolutely, they would meditate. So we chose this life. Yes, Law and Order. So we chose this life. We chose to be here. We chose all the major players. So that's part of a soul. We have soul contracts with our families and all the major players. We can change them. Okay, we have the free will to change anything. But there are some experiences that are like trying to change the direction of a whitewater river that's like just barreling down. It's going to be very hard to change the direction of that river. But a little stream or a trickle of an experience, you can change those things around. But there's just some things that they're going to happen because they're supposed to happen because they were meant to teach you something. Okay. Let's see. All right, looking up here, guys. Looking up here. Okay, Dominique Stoner says if Jesus and the 12 disciples never actually existed in physical form, and the Bible is not a historical document, did any characters in the Bible actually exist? All such as Moses and Solomon? No. So Moses was not a real character. Solomon, King David, all of them are basically they're metaphors and analogies for different and deeper things. So no, if there was a historical character that's in the Bible, it's not meant necessarily to be historical. It's meant to be like the prop that you attach other information to. So that's how they use that. Okay, and if there is a historical character, let's see, Taharka. Okay, and that's possible. So M.F. Dresden says Taharka, he was in the Bible and he existed, and that's possible. Like I said, there is, but the person was not necessarily the message. It was more about what he was doing. Let's see. Errol Walker says, "I'm 56 and coming out of religion. How can I explain it to my family? What's a good reference?" First of all, Errol, you don't have to explain anything to your family. So this is not like Christianity where you have this edict to where you're supposed to go and tell everybody that you're a Christian, you know. And I believe Christianity has to do that because you have to tell somebody you're a Christian because you live a life in such a way that nobody would know any different, you know. So you don't have to tell anybody. This is your personal journey. So you don't have to go and say, oh, I don't believe in Jesus anymore. And, y'all are crazy, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do that. Take your journey yourself. Okay. So there's people in my family. They know I'm not Christian, but they don't know what I believe. They don't ask. And they don't ask because they don't want to know. And they don't want to know because they don't care. And they don't want their whole world shaken. So they're going to leave you alone. So just let them be where they are. If somebody asks you, then just tell them I'm spiritual but not religious. Okay, and that's how I answered that deal a long time. I'm spiritual but not religious. The other thing I say is, do you believe in Jesus? No, I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is a part of my life every day. And those are my answers because I understand the concept of Christ and what it means in my life. But I do not believe in Jesus. Okay, so that's how I answer that. Let's see. 2 weeks. Do you happen to talk about meditation in it, Sinjay? So y'all go to the information page. So y'all asking me questions about what's in the class, and it's too much. I give a very detailed explanation on it. So I don't get into meditation specifically, but I get into a lot of different things that connect the dots for you to where you're not just out there just like having no idea what to do, where to go. I'm going to connect a lot of dots that is going to seem so simple. You're going to be like, oh, why didn't I think of that? So, but go to that information page at beyondthephysical.me. Okay. And that's where you can go and find all the information about it. So www.beyondthephysical.me. Let's see. How are you talking about you? Everything is going wrong. Let's see. Renee Colgate says, when you are talking to family or friends, how do you practice talking about your desires? And they always talk about everything that's going wrong or going negative. Renee, that's a good question. And all I would do is if they're talking about something negative, offer a positive perspective. Offer something positive that can come out of it. So in other words, I call that the pancake method, and that's one of the things I call in my class is when something negative is going on in your life, flip it and make it something. So in other words, it's that duality. So you got two sides, but it's two sides of the same coin. So if something is negative is going on, flip it to something positive. Okay. And that's how you can handle it with your family. And you don't have to make it, just do it subtly. You know, just offer just a different perspective. You don't have to hit them in the head, be like, nah, this is the way it's supposed to go. And, you know, they're going to resist it. But if you just offer something positive, you know, they might take it, they might not. If they don't, it has nothing to do with you. It's their journey. So that's one way you can handle that. Yeah, and she says, I had a sordid childhood, and even I can look back and smile because I refused to let my shitty life take all my joy. Even at the tender age of 7, I realized this for myself. Yeah, and absolutely, and you'll find that a lot of times it'll just make you stronger. A lot of that stuff will make you stronger. I mean, I grew up poor, and there were days I didn't eat. We went through winters without the lights on and no heat. All we had, or I'm sorry, we had gas, and we had the gas was turned off. All I could do was just have a little area heater, you know, cover up in blankets. But that was just how life was. But it taught me a whole lot of lessons. I mean, the stuff don't shake me up like, you know, it does other people. So, man, there's something good came out of it. Let's see. Imani says, "What does Christ stand for?" Christ is basically a moment of enlightenment. So anybody that learns something, gains wisdom from an event, there might be an event that happens that basically shifts your whole perspective about something that you had before. So before the perspective you had before the event, that died. Now something new is reborn because now you have a new perspective. You've literally resurrected or been reborn, and that instance is the idea of Christ. You learn something new and you gain wisdom. So, and that can happen all day, every day. It can be big things, it can be little things. But when you become a Christ is when you become enlightened. And that's a process that happens over and over. So it's not just one thing, you know, it's a process of events that teach you and help you to learn over and over. That's a Christ. It could be a Christ moment. And in that moment, you become a Christ. And that's something that's a part of all of us. That possibility is a part of all of us and not just one special specific being like the church teaches it. So that's the idea of Christ, one idea of Christ. So in becoming enlightened. Let's see. Otis Johnson says, I struggled with Christianity all my life. My soul and analytical mind would not accept anything I could not understand. This information is very helpful. Glad to hear that, Otis. Definitely glad to hear that. And Kim and Sinclair says, I think the Bible weaves actual historical figures into stories to give it credibility. Queen Sheba, Makita linked to Solomon to give him credibility. There might be some, but a lot of those, when you break it down esoterically, you'll find that a lot of those were not. So you can trace the names like Solomon is actually Sol, on. Okay. So Solomon, when you break it down etymologically, it becomes something else. Israel, Isis, Ra, El. So those names you can start to break down, and then they mean something totally different from an esoteric level. How many of y'all that know that Paris is Par Isis, the French city of Paris? Yep. Let's see. There's everything in there. The mix of everything. Yep. Let's see. Means anointed. Yeah, on one level it means anointed one, MF Dredson. So that's kind of a, I guess a more of a what do you call it? An exoteric expression of it. Venus Black gave $19.99. Thank you, Venus Black. That's definitely appreciated. Definitely appreciated. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Maurus Fall says, true Islam, Comedic spirituality. The foundation of all the three Abrahamic religions are Kemet. So, because Islam basically is kind of an offshoot of Christianity. So all three of those at the foundation of Islam, Christianity, and Judaism is a shared symbolic language and mythological language that's from Kemet. So all three of them. Looking through, guys, looking through. Let's see. And Renee Coleman asked another question, says, how do you practice law of attraction and things that you desire when talking to family and friends and they're negative or telling you everything they want that went wrong? Yeah, we kind of answered that a little bit earlier. So, and law of attraction, and really, again, that's something that is law of attraction is just African spirituality repackaged, but it's a way of being. So it's not a practice. It is a way of being. So you don't just like flip a switch, turn it off, for 3 or 4, or turn it on for 3 or 4 hours a day, and then turn it off at some other time. When we're talking about these Comedic principles, it is a way of being, not a practice. So it's way deeper, in that sense for me. So you're always spiritual, and that doesn't mean, and a lot of people think that being spiritual means that you have to like walk this narrow line, like, in Christianity, to understand that religion and spirituality is not the same thing. So don't think once you leave religion that you need to be the same way that you were in religion when you come to spirituality. It is not you walking this narrow path and you're like, okay, I don't want to mess up. Dang, I don't know what's going to, if I mess up, I'm going to get in trouble, and you're like living like a robot. No, take all that stuff off. Go have some fun, experience life, fuck up sometimes, learn after you fuck up, learn from it. This spirituality is freedom. And it is you being able to be free to be you. And again, if I can impart anything to anybody, any of you guys, do not live life waiting for somebody else to tell you how you're supposed to be. Don't do that. You go be you, and then if you mess up, then what you figure out is, I messed up here. Oh, I want this thing on the other side now. That's what spirituality and living life is about. When you mess it up, then you don't want that. That helps you define, like, I want this. And that's a lot of times what life is about. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That there is no punishment. There is nobody going to be sending you to hell. And I'll say this again, that everything that is physical, excuse me, I'm sorry. Everything that is physical has a metaphysical component attached to it. As above, so below. So if there is no thing in our physical experience like hell. Okay, well, maybe summertime in Texas might be. No, because it does get hot as hell here. I ain't lying. But anyway, but there is no hell. There's nothing on earth that is like hell. So that Christianity has expressed. It's just everything that is physical is a mirror of something metaphysical. If it doesn't exist on earth, it don't exist somewhere else either. So that's one way you can look at it. And so don't get into this idea that that they're supposed to be, that you're so afraid to live life and because you don't want to mess up because you're afraid to go to hell. Hell does not exist. I need to say that plainly and emphatically. Hell does not exist. That is the most heinous, most atrocious idea that Christianity, one of them, that idea that Christianity could have implanted in our minds. Something that we could get punished for eternity and never, ever be forgiven. Think about that, guys. Think about how crazy that sounds. I mean, I'm a father. I got 2 children. There is nothing that one of my children could do that they could be punished for, or I want them to be punished for and never forgiven. There's nothing that they could do. So the God that's supposed to be Christian, you mean I have a more compassion? I have more compassion than that God? I mean, that's just wild to me that they would even come up with something like that and implant that in our brains. It ain't that way. Carl Green, thank you for that $10. Appreciate it, brother. Definitely appreciate it. So do not fear. Don't live in fear. The universe is a friendly place. It wants you to learn. It wants you to have. It wants you to experience. Plain and simple. You have to send the right message of your desires that you want. You have to match that desire. Your vibration, your emotions are your vibration. Your emotions and your vibration is what's being communicated to the universe. That's it, plain and simple. Okay. And if you and your vibration, if your vibration and your way of being doesn't match, then that's where you start to feel uneasy about stuff. That's where you live in life apart from your true self. Okay. When you have that contradiction that you're living in your life, that you're not being truly and authentically you. Okay. So that's a big part of it. Let's see. Mickey Thompson said, "You got lemons, make lemonade." Absolutely. And hell, put a little something in it. I mean, pour something out for the brothers. So yeah, have fun with it. I'm looking here, guys. I'm looking. Dominic Stone says, "Are the Hermetic principles stolen Comedic principles by the Greeks?" Yes. So everything Hermetic Hermes is the equivalent of Thoth. So the Egyptian equivalent of Thoth. They just renamed it. Thanks. I want to see into the other practice. And on stage, can you tie Comedic spirituality into other practices? Absolutely, positively. If it's spiritual practices that you're doing, yes, they will. Any true spirituality is going to connect for you. It's not going to be. It doesn't have to be an and or. And only Christianity started to do that. When Christianity came into being, they started saying that they had the truth and the only truth. There was no other systems that existed like that until Christianity. So until our modern times, everybody practiced their own brand of their spiritual. So it's only in modern times that we start to compartmentalize and separate people and ideas. Let's see. There's a. Let's see. Cheryl Celestine Foss says, "Is Buddhism a religion or a way of life?" It's a way of life. So I wouldn't necessarily categorize it as a religion, and I don't think that they categorize Buddhism as a religion. And I think, Julia, you have a lot of experience with Buddhism. So I read my I think she has a lot of experience with that. Let's see. So Lee Sykes was saying, he asked a question, so wouldn't the universe also have an opposite polarity? Yes. So we exist because of polarity. Okay. But the polarity, you decide which side of that pole that you want to experience. A lot of times we're more drawn towards fear. We're programmed towards fear. But the universe is a friendly place. So it doesn't mean because the other side exists that it's not friendly. Okay? The other side exists, but it's going to lean more towards the positive every time. Every time. And that's simply because, again, of universal law. Polarity, when we're talking about polarity and duality, Negative energy is divisive. It is negative. But positive energy is unifying. Positive energy, we came from a unified source. Okay. The ancient Egyptians called it the noon, but it was negated when duality was created. So by law, you cannot unify through negative shit. You can't do it. And that's a lot of times as Black people, that's a lot of times what we're trying to do is we're trying to unify around all the negatives. We want to fight racism. We want to fight this or fight that. And I'm not saying that that's not a part of it, but you have to, at some point, you have to decide what is it that you're trying to accomplish, that you're trying to get to, even though that negative shit is there, you know? So you have to focus on the positive, focus on what you want to accomplish rather than what you're trying to fight. Because ultimately, racism is trying to change somebody else. And trying to change white people and white supremacy and all of that. So you cannot change another human being unless they want to. And even then, you didn't change them, they decided. Okay? So, and again, it goes back to the African principles. All that is within you is what's being reflected outside of you. To make the change outside, make the change within first. Then the outside will reflect your inner change. Okay? So negative and positive, yes, is always going to be there. But you have the choice to decide which one that you want to exist on. Okay? Which way you want to live. Let's see. So Renee Koge says, I don't believe there's a hell. I like the idea of freedom, but I'm so used to following the rules, doing what I'm told because I don't want to go to jail. I fear jail. No, and I'm not talking about anarchy. I'm not talking about not following any rules at all. That's not what I mean. I don't mean just going out and just doing, whatever in society, because we have norms, but some of those norms sometimes are boxes as well. So I'm not talking about anarchy. That's not what I mean. When I'm saying not following the rules that a lot of times religion has made us accept. The limitations, the fear, stuff like, don't live within those limitations and that fear. Let's see. So KC Sunshine, thank you for that $5. KC Sunshine says, saw someone say that to live forever sounded like hell to them, to never get to rest. Any thoughts on that? Good question. Good question. If living forever seems like hell, it's only because you have a negative perspective of life. If you are truly incorporating the idea of being a god, like the ancient Africans do, then you are a creator. And, excuse me, think about anybody here that's a creator, whether you're a musician, an artist, a teacher, a mechanic, man, all these jobs and experience that really takes a creative mind to figure out stuff. Tell me that you are, in those moments that you are being creative, that you feel the most alive. I know you do. That when you're creating, you feel the most alive, you feel the most energized, you feel the most excited. It's just a natural state of the universe that when it's creating, you feel excited. But if you feel like you're a victim and you're the victim of everything, then you don't feel excited about life. You feel like you are powerless and other people have control of you. And yes, in that state of mind, absolutely you would not want to live forever, because you feel and believe that you're powerless. But I'm telling you, you're not. You are not powerless. So you are a God. You have you were made in the image of God. And that doesn't, and don't take that again as the physical image. That's where people get it wrong when they tried to make God physical. They made Jesus white, God white, and everybody makes God and Jesus and all look like a physical person. But those ideas are beyond anything physical. They're a part of the universe. Hell, if we have aliens come down, Jesus is going to, or the Christ is a part of their experience too. But not Jesus, not somebody dying on the cross for your sins. That's not a part of an alien experience. But the symbolic or analogy, or how can I say, the metaphor for what those ideas mean are a part of everything in the universe. Okay? So yeah, so all of that stuff is like, it's cool. It's cool. Let's see. What is that? Get out of the way. Whoop, something moved real fast. Man, I couldn't see it. Dang it. Hate it when that happens. See, Sean says the energy be amazing. Yes, yes. Sean says, I'm a creator of worlds. Yeah, absolutely. And that energy is when you're creating, man, you feel like, oh, I like even right now, I have chills going up me now because even just thinking about that energy. And you think about it, guys, an orgasm. That's like the strongest creative energy in the human form. And you literally create beings when you orgasm. And you can use that same energy to create other things, to manifest other things in your life. That's how strong that is. So, man, yeah. So when you're in a creative state, you're powerful. You feel powerful. You feel like you can make anything that you want. And you can't live in that victimized state. Either you are a victim or a creator, but you cannot be both. They're two opposite states. Two opposite states. You can't live in them. Let's see. Let's see. The power is within. Absolutely. Let's see. Julie says, smash that like button. It's 81 likes. And we got 187 people in here. Woo! Man, we lagging behind. Come on, y'all. Help a brother. Help a brother out. All right. So get the word out. Get the word out. Yes, on stage, that's correct. Everyone's a creator in your own right. Your reality is your creation. Absolutely, positively. Bingo, bango, boom. Let's see. Oh, it jumped again. Dang, I hate it when that happens because I saw something I was wanting to look at. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Yes, Catherine Avalorez. What's going on, Catherine? So yes, getting in the zone. And athletes call that too the same thing. It's like you're in this deep hypnotic state, man, where you're just in this zone where everything just goes right. You know, I remember when I was playing basketball, when I get into the zone, I couldn't miss, man. I couldn't miss. So it's like getting into the zone. That's what it is. It's getting into the zone. Good analogy there, Catherine. Good analogy. When you're in the zone, it's unbelievable what you can create. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. And let's see. Vo was talking to make assumptions. If you have your birth chart time, I recommend a birth chart reading. Yeah. Let's see. Gratification is the best thing feeling once you start to realize you have a lot to be happy about. Absolutely. That Ben Real Chill said that. So gratification is the best feeling. Once you start to realize you have a lot to be happy about. And man, that's one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning. I'm immediately being thankful for all the things that I can be grateful for. Throughout the day, man, I'm being grateful, and I just might stop for a few minutes, for a couple of minutes, close my eyes, and just imagine like this wave of energy just going out into the universe, and I'm just saying, hey, I'm grateful. I'm imagining, and what I am imagining is happening. It's real. Okay, when I'm imagining those waves, that's what's happening because I'm connected to it all. You are connected to it all. Let's see. So Marilyn, yeah, absolutely, Marilyn. Use your common sense. So absolutely. So instead of like here in Texas, our governor basically says that they're gonna on the 10th they're gonna say no more masks. We don't need any masks. Businesses are going to 100%. Everybody can walk around, just how they walk around, and everybody said, dude, this is too. But people are getting mad at him. But I'm like, why get mad at him? You don't have to take off your mask if you don't want to. Put it on. I mean, just to protect you. But he ain't telling you nothing. He's not dictating to you. You have to make your choice. Use common sense. Even if he says take the mask off, if you feel safe and protected with it, keep it on. So just use common sense. Let's see. George says, do you know anything about precognition? I see unwillingly into my own future every now and then, like my intuitional inner voice is telling me the exact future of dialogue and situation. Well, my question would be, George Rick, if you can see into your future, why would it be unwilling? Why would you not want to? Unless you're afraid. Why would you not be creating from now? Why would you not be creating the future that you want to see? Okay. So again, you have the possibility for all experience. You have the possibility for the negative. You have the possibility for the positive. Okay. Which one do you want? And you have to create from now the experience that you want. And if you are automatically tied to fear, guess what you're creating? Okay. If I could see my future, and trust me, I literally visualize my future a lot of days. I use that. When they say we are made in the image of God, that's the image, our imagination. We literally, if you think about it, there is nothing that man has created from on this earth, absolutely nothing, that was not first in the imagination. Absolutely no thing that man has created on this earth was not first in somebody's imagination. That's your superpower. The only difference is when you can see it, you have to then match the vibration of that experience that you want. And you might not be there yet. And that's where your work comes in and working to it. So if you're George, if you're able to see into that future, then you need to start to visualizing, start to consciously, you need to start to consciously visualize what it is that you want in your future. Don't be afraid of it. That's a gift, man. That is a gift. A powerful gift. Oh, man. Man, I must be like way behind. Thank you, Jody Walker. Jody Walker says this is an excellent class. Thank you very much. Yes, on stage, the zodiac is found in ancient Kemet. So the whole story of Jesus is the zodiac. So the whole story of Jesus is on one level is about the zodiac. So, and I was saying earlier that it's on one level it's about our psychological experience and expression through life, having 12 aspects of ourselves that we have to work through. That's astrological. Okay. So that's where a birth chart reading can be very helpful in helping you to discover that. So absolutely. Let's see. Okay, and let's see. Kev Edmond says, "Peace, Master Teacher. What is your thoughts about faith without works is dead, and meeting God halfway is visualization, only half the job?" Those are great questions, brother. Great questions. And this is the thing, and especially for us as African Americans, we are taught that, say, let's just use money, because I know a lot of us really, that's a struggle for a lot of us in our African American experience. Not everybody, but a lot of us. We're told that we have to work hard for our money. We're told that it's honorable. It's even honorable to have a job where you have to work hard at making your money. That basically you got to do something in order to make money. It's a physical thing. You got to go do it. Okay. But when you say faith without works, the works starts up here in your imagination. Okay. This is the kingdom of God in your mind. Inside your mind is the kingdom of God, that imagination. If you look at the Bible in Luke 17, verse 20 and 21, it says the kingdom of God is within. That's what's within. You start your work up here. But if your belief that work is something hard, or should or supposed to be something hard, guess what? That's your belief. So your imagination is you setting the role, or I would say it's a preview. You can think of it as the preview to the coming attractions. Okay. But what is your belief about works? Okay. So that's really your God self. When you're in that imagination, what are you putting in it? Are you putting stuff that you're afraid of? Stuff that you say you gotta work hard? I've seen dudes talk about, man, I want the money just to come in my mailbox. That's me. I like money just show up in my mailbox. And I've had it happen before, and I have it happen where I create stuff to where I create it one time and I get paid for it forever. Okay. I created it in here, but my idea is that I wanted to be paid residual income. Okay. Those are the kind of things that I like to create. So making money and the faith is really, and I had stated this before, faith is not like Christian faith where they're saying, believe in something that they done told you that's absolutely ludicrous. Okay. That's not faith. Faith is when in your experience, you might not have it in your experience yet. And you have to but in order for it to happen, you have to bridge that gap so it occurs. The in-between part is the faith. Okay. And that's where you don't set up negative roadblocks to you manifesting that thing that you want. If you stay focused on the positive thing, the positive thing that you imagine, all the tools, the knowledge, the people, everything that you need will be placed in your path. You just have to pick it up and do what you're supposed to do with it. Okay. But that's the work. The work is starting up here first. Okay. And then it's you. How are you feeling about achieving what you want? You got to feel positive about it. No matter what you're doing, you got to feel positive so that faith gap can be closed and you can manifest it. Okay. So I would say the faith is the gap. So, and even in the Bible, in Hebrews 11:1, faith is belief in things unseen and not yet realized. Okay. So not belief in Jesus. Jesus is unseen and not yet realized. That's what they want you to believe in Christianity. But in your God self, in that mind, that imagination, that's where your faith works for you. Okay. So that's the power of faith. Not the mind control shit that Christianity wants you to accept. Let's see. Man, y'all got these long things here. I'm trying to look through here. So let's see. George says, no, I mean that the intuitional voice is taken from myself by saying unwillingly. Let's see. Okay, no problem, George. George says I'm not a native English speaker, so I got you, George. So thank you, thank you. He was clarifying that. Let's see. See, Nita Mae, what's going on? Nita Mae's in the house. Okay. Yes, we get to Son Sage. We get to choose in the now moment. This is your point of power. That now moment is your point of power. So absolutely, positively. So you get to choose. You get to choose your future. You can, and if you think about it, the paradox of creating is that even though you're thinking in your future about something in your future, when are you thinking about it? You're thinking about it now. That's a paradox. A paradox means it's this and that. So you're thinking about your future, which is often the future, but when you're thinking about it is right now, and that's your point of power. So everything that can happen, all the different possibilities, that wave of possibilities that we can collapse, all of that starts right now. And you can, and you, in your imagination, you're literally collapsing the wave with your imagination. Okay? So that's something that, again, that we talk about in our class, in my class. So talking about doing that. Correct. KC says time is not linear. No, everything exists now. Everything that's possible exists now. The Father knows what you need before you ask. That's because everything that's possible exists now. Everything. I see Dwayne Cooley says, I had a reading with Voche. So my struggle is with taking action. I still struggle with the feeling like I'm enough to live the life I want. How can I overcome this? Yeah, Dwayne, that's one of the things that we have to deal with. I'm sure, and thank you for talking about your reading that you had there. So the idea that I'm not enough, that's one of those programs that keep running for a long time. And that's something that you have to consciously assess in the moments that you start to, like, you want something, you desire something, and then you immediately like put up that block. So you want this, but immediately something fearful comes up, and it could be anything, it could be any number of things. Once you recognize that, then you have to illuminate what that is. You have to figure out, okay, what is that thing that's making me feel this way and why, And really and truly, you don't have to even get into the why. Once you figure it out, then you just focus on feeling better about what you want to get. You don't have to go into psychoanalyzing and all that stuff. Figuring out, oh yeah, I did this when I was 5 years old. This is why. You don't have to go into all of that. What is it that you want? And once you can put that in your mind, then you start to imagine what that feels like. Once you start to imagine how that feels like, what's over here don't matter anymore. And you got to stay focused on what you want and what that feels like. That's how you cure that idea of not taking action. Because not taking action is based in your fear. But you gotta, but once you start to get to where you can make this come to fruition, guess what's going to happen? Some more fears are going to come up. Then you got to work through those. So it's like taking a step at a time and working through everything until you get to the place you want to get. But stay focused on what you want and not what you can lose or get hurt or risk or whatever. Stay focused on the positive and on what you want. That's what you have to do. Sure thing, Dwayne. Sure thing. Not a problem, brother. But yeah, that's what you do, man. And I'm telling you that, Dwayne, that what I just said is not theory, because I've dealt with it. And I literally, in order to even get to the position that I'm in now, to the place that I'm in now, I had to do the same exact thing because I had fears coming against me the whole. Okay, so I had to overcome a lot of those, and that's what I used to overcome it. Yeah, greetings. So 555 says, greetings, says, I'm a student of Ifa, one of the many ancient African spiritual practices. I'm aware that knowledge is universal. I'm not confined to just one religion, one regional knowledge. What can you tell us about that? I would agree with that 100%. So this knowledge that we're talking about is universal. I can say it's Comedic, Yoruba, Ifa, any of these systems, when it's truth, it's truth. The system can't hold it. Okay, it's not confined to one system. What I like about the Comedic system is that it answers the questions for Christianity. It answers the questions that I had, and for any of us that were ever Christian, the Comedic system answers those questions. That's why I like. That's why I connect with the Comedic stuff, because I understand a lot of times people can literally destroy somebody's belief and their faith in what they had and then give them absolutely nothing, you know? And I don't think that's right. I don't think you go and destroy somebody's belief in Jesus and then you don't have something else that you can put inside of that or fill that belief back up with. If you're doing that to people, you're wrong. I cannot speak strongly enough about people that will do that, that will just, I mean, destroy individuals' beliefs and have nothing else to give them. That's wrong. So, but this universal knowledge, the reason again why I use Comedic is because yes, I'm telling you Jesus ain't real, but then I'm explaining to you what Christ means. Okay? I'm telling you that so and so in the Bible wasn't real, but I'm telling you what this means. Okay, how you can use it, how you replace Jesus with Christ. Okay, how you replace the Son of God with an astrology reading. How you do so it's not just destroying your belief and giving you nothing. I'm showing you. I'm connecting these dots for you to the ancient teachings. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Air Shoes says, "Oh, bro, you should have put it in the message here because now I can't look that up. So I don't have any timestamps on my deal that I can see. Let's see. Let's see. And Air Shoe says, can you check out my message in the chat at 9:51, please? Know thyself and y'all up. Yeah, I don't have a timestamp, brother. So I can't look that up right now. Let's see. Dominic Stoner, can you briefly describe the outline of your class? I'm able to review the material, and is it updated periodically? Do you teach with videos? Yeah, Dominic, that's where you go. So my class is self-paced, but it's a week-to-week deal where I'm giving you an idea, and I'm retraining you how to think about things from the ancient African perspective. And then I'm also giving you exercises to use though. And so I'm teaching you the ideas, but I'm also teaching you how to use them. All right. So it's not just me just giving you information. This is practical application. It goes beyond the idea of just gather knowledge, gather knowledge, gather knowledge. Gather knowledge won't do any good if you don't know how to apply it. So go to www.beyondthephysical.me and I give you a pretty detailed outline about what's in the class and what it's about. But it's about practical application and you learning how to use spiritual knowledge for yourself and your life. Okay, so it's not just me just giving you history or something like that. It's me giving you the knowledge for your life to how to use it in your life. Okay. And Cheryl Broussard, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl Broussard says, all around best class ever. Thank you very much for that, Cheryl. So Cheryl's been with me from the beginning. So she's one of my founders. So one person has been with me. I started the class back in September of last year, and Crystal's been with me from the beginning, and I am so grateful for her. Most definitely. Thank you, Crystal. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Sorry, some people need Jesus. No matter what you teach, they'll always need you. Yeah, devils reject. You're true. There are some people that will think that they need Jesus. So he says it's obvious some people need Jesus. No matter what you teach, they'll always need Jesus. Yes, some people, if you want to stay in a victimized mentality, yes, you will always need Jesus. I'll agree with that 100%. So, but if you want to empower yourself, you learn what it means to become a god or goddess. Always having these dreams. DJ says if believing in if demons and the devil aren't real, then why am I always having these dreams? And DJ, you have been taught to believe a certain way. So no matter if you have a spiritual experience, then you've been taught to believe that certain things are the devil and certain things are not. So that's how you filter your experience. It's real for you, and I get that. I get that that's real for you, but you've been taught certain definitions, and that's how you define that experience. See, R. Will says, I'm vibrating so high. Hello, all my family. I'm outside and the power to you all. All right, R. Will, thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate that donation of $5. Thank you very much. Let's see. I have friends and family stuck on Jesus. It's not my job to change. No, I agree, JJ. JJ says, at Devil says, so true. I have friends and family stuck on Jesus. Not my job to change their mind. And it's not. All of us do. All of us do have friends and family that's stuck on Jesus, and they'll stay there. So, but it's not our job to change them. It's our job is to elevate ourselves. Is to elevate ourselves. Let's see. Sacrifices, literal, symbolic, both. So 555 says, what do you know about animal sacrifices? Is it literal, symbolic, or both? Did ancient Comedians practice animal sacrifices? More than likely they did, but it was also it was a literal thing, but they did it for a reason, and it gets into some metaphysical teachings. If you I talk about in one of my videos, priming the pump. And if you look up that video, then I talk about that a little bit and what that means. And the video is, God, I can't remember the title of it now. How can I make more money? I think that's the name of it. And priming the pump and sacrifices, tithing and stuff like that. All of those are connected. Okay. So when you give here in chat, you're priming the pump. And priming the pump means that you're giving something to the universe that you want returned back to you. That's what priming the pump means. Anybody remember the old pumps back in the old days where you had the water pumps, or you had to pour a little water to prime it so it could start the suction valve working? Well, that's the same principle in the universe. That's why positivity is so important. You want to prime the pump with what you want to receive back. What you put out is what you get back. If you put out a little bit of money, then it can circulate back to you. Okay, so when you give, you're priming the pump. Let's see. Blood, blood of some sin. Yeah, I don't get into the blood stuff. Go travel abroad. So I have no idea. So that gets into some stuff that kind of stuff there is just not even fun for me, because it's the blood is important to a certain extent, but it's still a metaphysical component of the body. So I can't answer that for you. So I don't know about the blood component. Let's see. Swindle says, why do Christians get mad when you ask about their belief system? Because they can't defend it. A lot of times, that's all it is. So Let's see. Your daughter. Renee Colgate says, will you share your reading with your daughter and how and what you're doing with Esau reflection? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Yes, metaphysical just means it's another word for spiritual. And all spiritual means is it's the opposite of physical. So metaphysical means above the physical. Meta, above, and then the word physical. So above the physical, or as we say, spiritual. Good question. Good question. So I like that, guys. And a lot of times, if I am using words, guys, that you're not familiar with, ask me or ask somebody in the chat. They can help you with it, I'm sure. So for sure. I'll come and say that Jesus is Christ and will deceive many other virgins or altar. Yeah, it says, so Airshoe says, Matthew 25:5 says, telling us that many will come and say that he is Jesus or he is the Christ, okay? And will deceive many and others in their virgins and other virgins are altered. But you got to understand that a lot of times when those scriptures were written, that they were in a battle. The ancient Gnostics and the Christians were in a battle, and politically, theologically. So they were writing against each other in those days. And they were like, okay, well, how are we? And this is why Christians even came up with the Bible, was that to have set in basically in stone how would you know that this message that you're being taught is true, okay, from our perspective. And that's why they ended up coming up with the Bible and putting certain books in the Bible. There are certain books that they left out. If y'all ever heard of the Apocrypha, there was a lot of books that they left out. And I mean, there was thousands of books circulating in that time, or what we call books, scrolls, circulating at that time. But there were certain things that they put in there, and certain things that didn't. The Nag Hammadi texts were a lot of ancient scrolls that were discovered that basically have a very different message than the Gospels, and they were all written around the same time, between the first and fourth centuries. Okay, of CE. But a lot of them, the ancient Gnostic writings had a lot of differences. The Gospel of Thomas was one of those Gnostic writings. When you hear what Jesus has to say in the Gospel of Thomas, there's a tweak to the message that says, I'm not the only one. It's about you too. And Christianity didn't want to put that stuff in the Bible. So that's why they would put that line in there, is that they knew that other people were teaching a different message than what they were teaching. But I know Christians will use that today and says, well, if somebody else is talking about Jesus in a different way, then they're deceiving you just automatically. And that's meant to turn from even listening to anybody else. So I get that. Let's see. Dwayne Coley, I do have a program, Dwayne. So he asked, can you talk one-on-one? That I have but this is for people that are in my class, because I know if you're in my class, we can speak the same language. Okay. But I do have a program that if people are in my class, if they want one-on-one attention, then I can do that. But I don't do like one-off sessions, because it's like a waste of time to me. But for people that are in the class, and that's something that's extra as well. I do have a program that I do one-on-one stuff with people. So yeah. Let's see. So Dante's Peak says, beyond the physics, beyond the physical. Let's see, we're all gods and goddesses. Yep, we're all gods and goddesses, absolutely. And all that means is that for the ancient Africans, that wasn't a statement of arrogance. It's just a recognition that we're all from the same source. We're no different than the source. The source is within us. Okay, Nana Alferi says she's from Ghana. Welcome, welcome. Reba Tiare, welcome. Let's see. Yeah, Voche says, Vo Vibe says, I'll have to get on another live soon, guys, so I can answer your astrological and birth chart questions. Yeah, we'll do that. I was thinking about making that like a regular time that she's able to do that. Man, what happened? So thinking about making that just a regular, like a monthly thing where she can come and help you guys with the astrological stuff. So I know that's definitely a big interest of everybody. So if she's willing to do that and y'all want that, y'all let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the comments, and we can see if we can make that happen. Okay, just looking, guys. Looking. Let's see. Shane Allen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Romaine Loudon, good hello. What name would you give yourself? Carlo Realist says, what comedic name would you give yourself? If that is at me, Kuakaru is my comedic name. So that's the one I chose for me. Let's see. Crystal Broussard gives a thumbs up. B Banks give a thumbs up on the astrology. So the weekly, or not weekly, but we can do that at least once a month. So we can make that happen. See, everything in chat, please help me send love and light to Nita May. Overwhelm her with the power of spirit. All right, do it. Send love and light. Can you guys right now, do you feel right now like uplifted and high and just energetically like uplifted? That's how I feel right now. If you're feeling that, that's real. That's you're connected. All of us, every one of us in here are connected by that feeling. It's powerful. It's powerful. We can create that. Let's see. Yes. Absolutely. Bridget McCullough says, I feel uplifted. Yeah. And that's the energy. It's like we literally, all of us in here are literally creating an energetic vortex that we're existing in. And that's how powerful that is, you know? That's how powerful that is. Okay, I see some more thumbs up. All right, Renee, all right. Information says this every time you go live, I feel that. Thank you. And I feel you guys too. I feel that love that you guys are sending back. Man, I feel that. It just, even like right now, again, it's like right now, my whole body is just like, I just feel this rush of energy just coming over me, because I can feel what you guys are doing and what you guys are sending to me. So I so appreciate that. And I feel that it could be an hour, 2 hours later, I still am on that high like that, man. It's so beautiful. And yes, Warren Rob says it feels good. Absolutely. So that is real. That is the real experience. Okay. Now, somebody in church, oh, that's Jesus, and I get that. Your experience is real. But if you're taught to name it something, that's what you're going to name it. But it's not because you were a Christian or because you went to church. It's just something natural for us as human beings. It's a natural feeling, a natural expression. Say Marilyn's giving a thumbs up. Thank you. Go Travel's giving the hands up to Nita May. All right. Everything has a cost. Let's see. So I'm working in the yards to the big screen outdoors. Rabbit. Crystal Star says he's listening on the big screen outdoors. I got caught. You caught a baby rabbit. My goodness. Dinner. No, I'm joking. Silly rabbit. History of what they did. No, Sean. So Horus and Osiris were not real beings. So they were names of universal principles, And you can look at Osiris is basically as a universal principle. Osiris is the aspect of the soul that is within us. That's all that means. Well, not all, but that's basically what that means. It's the aspect of the soul that is within us. And Horus is the idea of being reborn perpetually. So as we're journeying, we're always becoming. Okay, so we're becoming more. We're evolving, and that's how they use the idea. We're becoming. So the idea, even the word Genesis actually means becoming. We're taught now it means beginning, but Genesis means becoming, and that means that you're ever and always becoming. It's never a finished job. You're always on a journey. Okay, so you're always becoming or evolving. So those were not beings. And anybody that teaches you that, they're not teaching you right. Let's see. R. Will says, how can I receive a Comedic name? R. Will, that's something for me. That's something that I chose for myself as I was studying. So it's like that name will speak to you. So it's something that just came from study for me. And I know that's the case for most people. When they find out the meaning of that name, they're like, or that word, then they're like, okay, that's me. That represents me. So that's how I got my name. And it's something I claim that as my name. I should say that. So that's what you do. Let's see. Okay, Nita Mae, KC Sunshine is giving you an 800 number, 800-273-8255. So said if you need any help, call that number, please. All right. Robert Johnson says, Ayu or Yehu the Sioux. That's the original name where Jesus came from. That's where that name arrived from. Yehu the Sioux. Yep. See. Carlo Rilla says Haiti is definitely in the building. All right. True energy is never created or destroyed. So true. Let's see. Brenda. Be Renewed 2018 says both vibes is the truth. The gift she has is so needed and blessed. My session with her brought so much enlightenment and clarity. So thank you for the teaching. Much love. So that was Be Renewed. You had gotten a reading from Voche then. So an astrological reading. Awesome. So thank you for that. Let's see. Looking forward to watching both vibes videos, numerology and astrology and locks. All right. She said she's gonna fire up her channel pretty soon. So y'all get ready. Y'all can go over there and subscribe now. And she's so when she gets it fired up, y'all subscribe and click that bell. Y'all be in the house. Who's that? So 555 Dominican Republic in the house. All right. And Cheryl Celestine Foss says, I feel energetic and uplifted indeed. Absolutely. No, these sessions are like such a high, man. It's incredible. It really is. So I love them. From watching the Hidden Color series. So Aton said this all started for me from watching the Hidden Color series. Yeah, that's a deep series too. So let's say infinite dating life. All I have to do is visualize. Moment will come and opportunities. So Kev Edmonds, yes. So he says, so let's take this a step farther. So if I want an infinite dating life, all I have to do is visualize, and the women will come, or the opportunities at least. Silly question, but no, it's not silly. It's real. So in anything that you desire, you can have. Whatever you want, you can have. So if an infinite dating life is what you want, yes, you can imagine that. That's what it wants. That's what you can have. So there is nothing that you cannot have. Nothing. Aaron says, does the higher ka and the Kundalini mean the same thing? No. So Kundalini is essentially the process of the energy of you working through your chakras. So starting from the root chakra, and you got the two snakes. Okay, it's how one of the way they represent it. And the snakes in ancient wisdom, a snake represented wisdom. So that snake comes up one side of the chakra, and then of course you have that polarity. And then it goes around another chakra as it's moving up, and you have that polarity. Okay, so that's what that is. It means you gaining your wisdom as you're working through your stuff while working through your chakras. Okay, that's one way you can look at it. All right, but the higher ka is actually the aspect of you that is the soul that has created the physical aspect as well. So Osiris is your ka that is connected into the physical. So Osiris is known as a ka. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So Kundalini, so Julius De Silva says Kundalini means coil. Yeah. So coil, snake, energy. So all of that. Yeah. Coiling around the energy vortexes that are the chakras. So all of that stuff. So when I give you a definition about something, it can mean many things on many levels. So don't take like I'm saying that this is all that it is, because invariably if I use any symbol or use any of the ancient analogies or symbolic language, it has many layers. Even the idea of Christ has many layers. So don't take it as it's just that one thing, because we don't understand the way the ancient Africans did symbolism, man. They were genius, absolutely genius. Let's see. What does the Anunnaki and Nephilim narratives represent? Go Travel. That's something I haven't studied a lot, so I couldn't tell you on that. So if it's not something that's connected to the idea of shedding light on Christianity, I haven't really gotten into it for years. I read about them probably back in 2010. I read a lot of that stuff, but as I've honed the knowledge that I do, I just really don't get into those. Let's see. Sean John Lewis says, "Big dog, drop the knowledge, God." Hey, just doing all I can, Sean. Just doing all I can. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Wise as a serpent, but humble as a dove. Yep. Lothario Cartwright was saying that. Wise as a serpent, but humble as a dove. Okay. And the dove is a symbolic of the spirit. So that's why you'll see Jesus connected to a dove a lot of times, because it's the spirit descending. Okay, that's why the snake to recognize. So Romaine Loudon says, "What? So why is the snake recognized negatively or negatively? Negatively, because the church reversed a lot of ideas. The idea of Lucifer, the church reversed it because it was something positive before the King James version of the Bible. A snake or the serpent always in ancient times meant wisdom. But the church, in order to keep knowledge and wisdom hidden, they reversed a lot of these ideas and then tell you not to go and research it, basically, to hide it from you. Let's see. So Terry Allen says, "How are you supposed to eat?" Terry Allen, for me, I'm not into like vegetarianism or anything like that. I enjoy food, so but that's just me. So I eat like I want to. Sometimes that's not healthy, but if I enjoy something, I go enjoy it. Let's see. Who's that doing 11:11? Who's that? Be renewed. Thank you, 11:11. Thank you so much for your teachings. You give so much out there for. Be replenished. Thank you so much, Be renewed. I definitely appreciate that. That's very kind of you. 11:11, one of my favorite numbers. Definitely. Let's see. Dihama says, "When we die, where do souls go?" And I actually did a video on that, so you can look that up. Where do souls go when we die? But we're reincarnated. Energy never dies. So when the spirit leaves the body, Your body, of course, is recycled back into nature, but spirit is recycled too. And you actually you go back into the soul world, you'll do a soul review, and then you'll get ready to be reincarnated again. That's actually the original meaning of salvation, that you actually got ready to live another life. So salvation had nothing to do with going to hell. That's why I was saying that the church reversed a lot of ideas. Salvation in the ancient African tradition meant that you were ready to go and live another life. So the people that are living are the ones who are plain and simple from the African tradition. So if you're living, you've already been saved. Okay? Plain and simple. So it's not about going to hell or not. Nothing at all. Robert Johnson, thank you for that $4.99 gift. Appreciate it, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Love and light just means giving love and the wisdom of light. That was Renee Colgate asked. So that's just sending you the energy of love and the wisdom of light. So love and light, or the wisdom of enlightenment. Okay. Pronunciation committed. Let's see. Insight says there audio resource to help you learn the pronunciation of Comedic words. It's not something I'm aware of. If there is, so it's not something I've ever done. So BT says 11/11 is a birthday. All right, you were born in that portal. All right, that's something strong. You gotta check that out. Find that out. What does that mean? Who are you? Let's see. Dante's Peak says, many thanks, Ari Maat. So thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking here, guys. Just looking. Let's see. So, Money Boys Film says, love your channel, new to the community. Thank you very, very much, Money Boy Films. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. It's until I became lazy for. Let's see. All the resistance. Let's see. AJ of One says all religion is exoteric. That's correct. And exoteric simply means that it's meant for the public. So it's meant for the public. Esoteric is where it's secretive. So it's something not meant for the public. So there is an esoteric truth that can only be discovered through understanding Kemet and Ma'at. And there's an esoteric truth that can only be discovered through experience, through your experience. That nobody else can tell you about it. Nobody else can do it for you. It is your esoteric wisdom that can only be discovered through experience. And that's how the ancient Africans, that's what they call real learning or real knowledge, is that experiential knowledge, not something you can read in a book. Anything you can read in a book and it's not a part of your heart and your experience, it dies with the brain. Okay? But the stuff that you experience through life, that the pains, the love, all of that, that's what travels with you through lifetimes. Brian O. Williams, thank you for that gift. And Margaret Dillon, thank you for your gift. Says Brian O. Williams says, I know subconsciously we are always praying, but consciously, how do you pray for someone? I always feel like I'm just talking to myself. And you essentially are if you're trying to pray for someone else, Brian Williams. That's a Christian idea. You can send somebody positive energy, but you can't praise somebody like to doing the things that you want them to do, or to do right, or to do. You're not always praying just subconsciously. You're praying. I guess you can look at it subconsciously, but you don't necessarily pray for someone. You can't affect their experience necessarily, but you can send like positive energy, like we say, sending love and light. You can give energetic gifts, and you don't have to be anywhere near the person. I can send love and light to somebody halfway around the world, and if they're tuned in, then they'll feel that. But you can't necessarily pray them to change or something like that. Does that make sense, Brian? Let's see. Now I'll look for your name here, Brian. On that. Let's see. Let's see. Monty says, is there really one God? I ask based on the Christ statement. You are of your father and I am of my father. You are your father and the devil. There is only one. Well, this is my belief, Imani, and I go along with the ancient African beliefs, is that there is only one creator. So everything is from the same source. So there is not another creator, you know. And it's always amazing to me how people can be so, I guess, prejudiced, racist, sexist. It's like there's another God creating the shit they don't like, you know. So we're all one, everybody, racist, everybody. There's only the human race. Is it appropriate for a white man to follow Kemet and shamanism, or is it the path? AJ is a path for all. So this knowledge, as far as the Comedic knowledge, anybody to me that has ever been Christian and wants answers, this knowledge answers it for you. It doesn't matter what race you are. So it's anybody can follow it. Let's see. Good question. Okay, Brian, I see you said I answered your question, so you're welcome, most definitely. That's why. Yep, exactly. Leaping Lion. The ones who are stuck in the physical and stuck on physical expression, they cannot, they don't get it, and they want to filter everything through being, say, for Black people, they want to filter everything through being Black. And you're more than that. I'm more than this physical body, you know. So people that look at it that way, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. Let's see. Shantae Little says, please send love and light my way. I'm in a house with a bunch of Christians. Hey, y'all send her some love and light. For real. Let's see. Let's see. One is simply saying, sending you love. Yeah, that's one way you can look at it, Renee Colgate. So you can send them love. You can send them energetic gifts. That's one way to look at it. All of us can send energetic gifts here, you know, to each other in here. We can consciously say, hey, I want to uplift all the family in here in this chat. And I'm telling you, there's a whole vortex of energy that's created, and it's created exponentially. Okay, so you know, the energy is exponential in nature, and that it rises and grows faster than just, you know, 1-to-1 or whatever. So it's amazing. Oh, I was asking because someone made fun of me for studying all truth. Yeah, hey AJ, I can understand that. So AJ says I'm white. I was asking because someone made fun of me for studying all truth. So yeah, I can get that. But I mean, you can either allow them to dictate what you want or not. For me, somebody can laugh at me all they want. I don't care. You're not paying any of my bills. You're not doing anything for me. And you think your opinion is going to matter? Nah, not really. Let's see. Ooh, man, y'all going at it. Black spirituality to be white. See, say, how different is it, Black spirituality to white spirituality? Can a Black person have white spiritual teacher? If they want to. So again, race is a human construct, and it's a negative human construct. So we're all the human race. We're all energetic beings. We're all connected. So, you know, race to me is just, if people want to stay stuck on that, they can. But we're more than that. Let's see. And KC Sunshine says, I want to send love, light, and abundance to everyone who's tuned in to this live today. Thank you, KC Sunshine. I will take that love and light, and I'm gonna like just here. I'm gonna spread it all over myself. Thank y'all very much. Send me some love and light for real. Let's see. Okay, guys. Well, it looks like it's coming up on 2 hours. Man, we done been here for almost 2 hours. Good grief. That's cool. That's cool. I love it. 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 We are human beings. Race implies competition, winners and losers. The way that we do it, yeah, Leaping Line. The way that we think of it today, it sure does. And it's something. It's a negative thing. What's human or animal? Any views on clones, whether it's human or animal? I would think that they have spirits. Yeah, that and that was B Banks that was saying that. So in other words, there is nothing that can exist in our experience that does not have spirit. So in the end, is spirit. In the beginning was spirit, in the end is spirit. That's how the ancient Comedian said. In the beginning was Ba, and the end is Ba. There is nothing that can exist in our experience that does not have the spirit in it. Nothing. It's not possible. So we want something just for selfish reason. Lovely Laura says, so what if we want something just for selfish reason? Can we manifest it? Absolutely, positively. And if it's not for yourself, why the heck you even want to manifest it? What's the point? You know? So this idea of like, oh, I would just want to give to everybody in the world, you know, even though my drawers got holes in them and I can't buy any more, I just want to give more to the world. No, ask for some drawers. So, get you some that don't have no holes. So yeah. I keep feeling gratification. Yep, keep that gratification. Absolutely. Learning. Okay, Stephen A says listen and learn. Cool. Let's see. AJ says love your wisdom. Thank you. I appreciate that. And really, a lot of times it's just, guys, it's common sense. Really, Christianity got us so mixed up. A lot of times we can't even exercise common sense. That we got to filter our mind through a lot of so many of the contradictions that they dealt with and messed us up with. It's just common sense. Let's see. And send them draws to the moon. I read that. You remember that story? Send it to the man in the moon. That's right. Because he didn't have no panties on. Y'all have to look at the last line to catch that one. Oh, man. Okay, Jeremiah Ihanacho says, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the Igbo tribe. I feel a deep connection to Egypt and was having a deep meditative conversation with myself about what has been giving me intuitive images. Yeah, and understand, Jeremiah, that, again, this knowledge is universal. The only reason that I connect ancient Egypt is because it uncovers ancient Christianity, and it uncovers all the deceit and the bull crap that Christianity wants to heap on us. Okay, so this knowledge was first probably in Nigeria. It was first probably part of Yoruba, and they taught people who end up teaching Comedic people. So this was a system that was a lot of the foundation of it was all over Africa, and they shared common ideas. Okay, and they just called them different names. So you don't have to have a deep connection to Egypt necessarily. It's a deep connection to that truth and that knowledge that Egypt had. Again, it's just, to me, it's just about it for the African diaspora. It uncovers Christianity, because I think Christianity in a lot of ways is like a box that just keep us mentally enslaved. as African diasporans. So so that's why I get into to Comedic ideas. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. AJ says, teach that shit. I got you, AJ. Thank you very much. Let's see. All right, all right, all right. You have an ancestral connection, Jeremiah. Okay, I got you. I got you. So you have an ancestral connection. Got you. Got you. Says your ancestors were sons of Jacob. Okay, okay. Let's see. All right. All right, guys. Well, it is now 12:59, so we're probably gonna end it here. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here. If you're interested in my class, go to in the details of the video, and you can click the link, get the information there. If you're looking to get a reading from Voche, also, I'll put her information in the details of the video as well, so you can make sure you can click on it and go to her to get a reading. So astrological reading can be very helpful for you. I got a lot of thumbs up, so we'll have her on again to do an astrology class, and so she can talk about astrology. So very cool, very cool. So everybody, thank you again. I appreciate you being here. Love and light, all that good stuff. Ashe. Ashe is the equivalent of namaste, so the African equivalent. So ashe to everybody. So thank you very much. And y'all have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much. All right.